October the 6th, 1968, 12 people showed up in the living room of my home. One person of color, one heterosexual couple, one Jew, and that first Sunday, I got up and everybody was frightened. Everybody said the police were going to raid it. And my roommate couldn't believe I'd taken out an ad in a gay newspaper giving our home address. And he said, the police are going to be down here at the end of the streets. And I couldn't get it through my head. And I said, if the police are welcome to come to service. Finally, I said, if they're expecting orgies on the altar, they're going to be sadly disappointed. This is not what this is about.
MCC, Metropolitan Community Church, didn't operate and have come out of a vacuum. It came out of all this tension that was going on in the 1970s. It was ripe for a gay liberation movement, and with a church in Los Angeles having started in October '68. They were following on the heels of the feminist movement, the Black Civil Rights movement, and so there was this bubbling of the gay liberation movement was starting. Mm-hmm.
People from every conceivable religious background and some with no background, as I said, and that's why I've always said the MCC is the most exciting church since the Book of Acts, because you have to go all the way back to the Book of Acts to find so many differing people with so many differing ideas from so many different places that we're all starting a church together. MCC has been the catalyst for all of the change that's happened in the Christian church and outside the Christian church too. I see just incredible strength of what MCC did. You know, when we first started meeting, and it was against the law to be gay or lesbian even in California, and we were mentally ill as far as the psychological, psychiatric community were concerned. We were definitely sinful as far as the churches were concerned. And so first it was impossible. I mean, we were doing something so radical, so impossible. So first it was impossible. Then we moved forward, and it became improbable. And then we moved forward, and it became inevitable. We were not we're in business to work our way out of business. We were in business to change the whole world and be something new.
Once I knew without a shadow of a doubt that God loved me, I knew God had to love other gay people. I couldn't be the only one.
There was the early phase, and it was very raw. It was clashing.
There was no script for this church. No one. It was an ecumenical movement. So part of it was it was a situation where you basically were creating a whole new definition of a church.
The only time MCC could have happened was when it happened. The only one who could have done it was Troy Perry.
I don't know about you, but I'll never live in the closet. I remember what the closet used to be like. I can remember just 10 years ago when gay brothers and sisters committed suicide, when we were hounded from our jobs. I can remember what it used to be like when individuals who came out of the closet and spoke were fired from teaching positions. But we're telling America, we're all coming out of the closet. We're going to say, guess who this is? We're not going to be invisible anymore. We're going back to Mississippi. We're going back to Alabama. We're going back to Utah. We're going back to Nevada. We're going back to the states that haven't changed their laws and say we're never ever going away again. We're here to stay, and we're going to have our rights too, just like everybody else. Brothers and sisters, we shall overcome. We will win. Thank you.
Anything that was nailed down that bar, they were grabbing people, putting them into police vans. We were throwing stools, we were throwing crap out the front door.
Stumble. I keep going on. It was like bang, something incredible happened, and it affected the whole world as one knew it, and so therefore it affected the religious world, and it was ready for a reformation, a new reformation, a transformation. Because you must realize, before Stonewall, we were all criminals. We were outside the law, and the law was specifically written against us, and we were unwelcome and unwanted in our society, and we could be tapped by the police or others very easily and be accused openly of being a criminal for being gay. Stonewall happened because from that day, even though the laws weren't changed, we were proud. We were truly proud in the best sense of that term.
I believe that our spiritual component is so incredibly important. And I think that releasing that in the gay and lesbian community is, to me, the most important thing. The MCC, it was like leading the children of Israel out of bondage.
The world had changed. We were energized. We were alive. And we knew we would never, ever go back to the way it was.
The MCC has been a catalyst for a new religious reformation.
We had arrived. We are here. It was a marvelous time to see all the things that developed, all that grew up, all that was going on.
Instead of having your sexuality and your spirituality opposite polarities, it began to have this integration of the both, the celebration of both, removing the distance that some of us seem to have between spirit, divine, and God, bringing it into an interpersonal relationship with ourselves that made a difference. Instead of this divine person up here with nothing we did was ever going to be worthy of.